Well, brother, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. We're rolling right now. There's probably going to be some people hopping on. I posted the link,
Okay.
but I posted the link and then I'll post this later. But I made the title of this thing. I was just coming up with the title when I threw it together, and when I posted on there, I put what your broker may not want you to know about eXp.
Sure.
Because last night we did a little thing with our team and we're talking about, just talking to other agents and that kind of stuff, and about all these rumors that are out there about EXP and all this information that's going on. So we started talking about it, like one of my agents asked her, like, why are they saying that stuff? And we're like, well, think about it, man. Like if you've got a business and you've got competition that's growing at 139%, you're stuck at growing a 1 to 4% growth rate, you may be tempted to go spread some rumors as well. Or a lot of these brokers and agents really, they just don't know what's going on, man. And if you don't know, you kind of make up some stories. You just kind of put two and two together, and it may be wrong and it may be false. So I threw that in as a tagline, man. But go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody. I've been following you on Facebook for a while, man. I love your energy, man, and kind of what you've been sharing, what you've been doing. But yeah, just tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. So, David Golden, I've been in real estate for the last 25 years. I literally got into the business when I graduated high school. Joined Prudential California Realty right out the gate because my little brother's best friend was the son of the owner of three Prudentials in California, in San Diego, where I used to live. And so, basically took me under his wing. And, I'd sold my mom's house, my dad's house, that sort of thing. And I was 19 years old. Like nobody's looking at me like I'm a real estate professional. And so we ended up running the BLB HUD account for Prudential California Realty, who had that account in all of Southern California. We ended up closing over 18,000 transactions in 5 years with that group, which was insane. So I quickly got thrown to the wolves when it came to real estate transactions. It wasn't like I was never your regular realtor. I was always kind of like the corporate guy, right? Which brought me to do investments in Vegas when I moved here in 2003. Sold a bunch of homes out here at an independent brokerage. Then when the music stopped and kind of all my business stopped because I was all investor based back in '05, I was recruited to Keller Williams Realty to be a team leader for them. So I ran Debbie Zoyce and Dave Jenks' office here in Las Vegas, built that office to 256 agents in about 2.5 years, mm-hmm. and was the number 3 launch market center in the country. Recruited 122 agents in 1 year, which made me a double black belt team leader. So Keller Williams trained me, right? They showed me how to do this whole recruiting thing. And the reason why I was so passionate about it was because of this whole profit share thing. I'm like, I'm going to help set myself financially free and have this passive income, because that's what it's all about, right? Getting out of the rat race. Yep. If you're a realtor, you got to get out of the rat race. Like you can't stay just doing transactional business every single time, because you're going to start at zero every day. So what I teach people is the whole cash flow quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki, how to get from the S side of the quadrant, the active income, where 95% of people live, and go to the B side and the I side, which is the business owner and investor quadrant. So when I saw, so back to my story. So I was thinking that profit share was going to set us free, and unfortunately, profit can be manipulated. Accountants are really good at making profit really, really small, whereas eXp with the revenue share, you can't manipulate revenue. That's just the big number, period. That's what it is. It's the gross, right? The profit's the net. Yep. And so I was with Keller Williams. I grew those offices. I was disappointed in the leadership, and so I left. I went to Realty One Group, became the number 1 agent in Southern Nevada at Realty One Group. They're closing 206 transactions a year, and with REO had 26 bank clients, so a lot of REO properties. I built an REO network called DS Pros with my partner Jesse Zagorski in San Diego. I mean, I can go on and on, man. I went back to Keller Williams in ownership because my old general manager said, hey, come over here. I'm going to give you some ownership and we're going to build this thing big. We built that to 272 agents. Then I sold my ownership there because I'm still like, it's the same thing over and over and over. And I learned about EXP, and I saw it, and I was like, this can't be right.
Can't be right.
And I said, I watched the webinar 3 times because, I'm a dummy. And I was like, okay, all right. I think I get it now.
Yeah.
Then I spoke to Brant Gove, and he invited me to Mexico for 5 days with the leadership team. I went to Mexico on a whim within 2 weeks, and basically tried to break the model and try to, talk to everybody and see what their deals were, saw their back offices, and was like, this is for real. And so long story long, I should say. I was watching the wealth chart presentation in Mexico, and I broke down into tears. And I was just so overwhelmed because I knew that this was going to be what was going to set me free and what was going to help me take care of my family and was going to help me change the lives of so many other people in this industry who have been on this real estate roller coaster or hamster wheel or whatever you want to call it, rat race, for so many years. And now we finally have a way to, I don't want to call it exit strategy. I mean, it is an exit strategy, but I don't want to call it that because you don't have to leave the industry. You don't have to retire. But how cool would it be to just have enough money coming in every single month without having to ever sell a home, right? Just in case you ever get sick or you get hurt. And I've experienced both of those situations in my career where I've actually got sick and had a heart issue and wasn't able to work, and that totally messed up my income. And another issue where my girlfriend at the time got really ill, and I had to take care of her full time, and I couldn't work either. So I've experienced it both personally and also with my significant other at the time. What happens if you or your spouse or significant other cannot work, or you got to take care of them or something? You're in big trouble if you don't have any residual income. Absolutely. And so anyway, that's the
man,
I guess.
Yeah, no, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, we're speaking the same language. My story, I came in on the investing side. I was working, full-time corporate job, and that I didn't like. I didn't like it at all. And so I got on the real estate side. I started buying rental properties because I wanted the passive income, right? So I read a few books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, dude, this passive income sounds like a pretty cool deal. I could use leverage. I didn't have any money. So I was going out finding these rental properties. I was able to get financing. I was building up my portfolio. I had like 25 rental properties. About to quit my job, and I'm like, man, this isn't passive at all. So I still ventured into the real estate world. I started flipping houses. I'm a real estate entrepreneur, is what I call myself. And I've been doing it for 10 or 12 years. Well, what a lot of people don't know about me was about 10 years ago, I got my real estate license just in case. I'm like, all right, let me get this. Or maybe I'll do some listings. I can do my own kind of stuff, just good to have that license. So I got my license, but I never really used it, to be honest with you. I had a buddy of mine who had his license. He was like a flat fee kind of friend, did all my stuff for me. I didn't even know how to really do it at the time. So just, running my business over the last 10 years. Well, about 2 years ago, I was sitting in a CE class and continuing education class, and at this point in time, I had a full-time agent on staff here in the office, and I wasn't using my license. I'm like, why am I in this class? Because I really started thinking about why I got into real estate. And I got into real estate because I wanted to create passive income, and I wanted to create wealth. Those are the two biggest things. But I'm an energy guy, right? Like, I want to do things that I enjoy doing. If I don't care how much money I'm making. If I don't like who I'm working with or what I'm doing, I don't want to do it. There's other things to do to make money and to spend our time. So I walked out of the CE class, deactivated my license. I'm like, I don't need this thing. Well, for me, it was about a year ago. I saw the presentation, Connor Steinbrook. Dude, I like to say it blindsided me because I absolutely wasn't looking for this at all. And when I saw it, it was kind of like you, where I'm like, this can't be true. Like, I don't even believe this is possible. But I watched the video a couple of times. I remember I sat my wife down. I was like, babe, I want you to watch this video. So I want you to watch this 30-minute video. And what I want you to do, I'm like, don't tell me why, reasons I should do it. Like, I already know that answer. I said, but I want you to tell me reasons I shouldn't do it. Like, we're too busy. We have 5 kids. You don't need to start something else. And she watched the video. She was real quiet. She watched it, and she's like, yeah, you need to do that. And I was like, damn it, I know, I do. And really that was it, man. And I do some coaching and teaching, and that's the thing, man. It's that cash flow quadrant where we all start with earning active income. That's just what we do. And so there's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot right with that. It's better if you enjoy what you're doing. But what eXp has done for myself, for you, and for our agents is it allows us to take something that we're already doing actively, right? That active income that we're doing listing our own properties, whatever it may be, and we're earning that active income. But at the same time, we're able to create passive flow. We're able to passive cash flow. We're able to create wealth, with the stock. And so it's been an exciting thing for myself, what I've seen, I've been able to do, and then for my team members as well. So I'm going on my first year. I'll be hitting my 1 year anniversary next month. I've got over 70 agents now, hit 5K this month, passive. But dude, I saw where you're at. Tell everyone how long you've been with the company, where your team's at, and a little insight there.
So I've been with the company for 16 months now. And I've brought 32 agents to the company, and those 32 agents have totaled 457 right now.
Amazing.
And about 80 of those are onboarding right now.
Like a whole team came over.
Well, 80 of those, no, just total from people that were onboarding from all, I'm in 19 states now.
Yeah.
I've got teams in 19 states, which is crazy because I've got no risk, no liability, and $50 a month overhead. I mean, it's silly. And so 457, about 80 of those are onboarding right now. And so I've got about, 380 or something active. And then I've got, of those, I've got about 150 of those that have just joined in the last 90 days. So they haven't even had a chance to close the transaction yet. And so, and this last month I made 19,551.
Not too bad, my friend.
20 grand in passive income. And it's funny what you said, right? Because you had mentioned this earlier. You said when you were doing your rental properties, because I was doing the same thing. And it's not passive.
It's not passive.
It's not passive. It's residual. And that's different because residual is not even a kind of income. Residual is the money left over after your bills are paid for this particular asset.
Yeah.
Right? So residual is not even a type of income, really. So this revenue share is passive completely. And the investor side is passive, right? It takes very little to no effort to have the stock, right? You just do what you normally do is sell homes and you get stock awarded to you, period, for closing your first deal of the year and for hitting your cap and for referring an agent to the company, whatever the case may be, you're going to get stock awarded to you for just doing the things you normally do. So you could be at Keller Williams or Century 21 or Better Homes and Gardens or whatever for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And then when you leave, you got nothing. At least here, you could be with eXp for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And if and when you ever leave, you got a stock portfolio with you. And you got some passive cash flow from attracting, even if you only tell one agent or two agents a year, you're still going to have $3,000-$4,000. I mean, it's potentially $3,000-$4,000, $5,000 a month in cash flow every single month on top of your stock. So, I mean, there's really no other company in this industry that offers you the ability to go to the B quadrant, because what I call the B quadrant is the revenue share. That's the business that I'm building. That's my virtual brokerage that I'm building. That's my B quadrant. That's my business, right? Most agents think they have a business, but they don't. They're self-employed because if they leave or they stop working, their business is gone. That's not a real business. Yeah. A business is like Walmart, right? Where you can walk away and the business runs without you, right? Realtors don't have that. They have self-employed. They own their own job, is what they have. And they think they have a business, but they really don't. So when I show them revenue share, I'm like, this is a business. Yeah. I can walk away today. I can shut my laptop right now and go disappear in the Bahamas for a month and come back and my business grows. That's a business. So I show people how to get in the business quadrant. And then they also award you stock. So the I side, that's stock, investor, no effort. You just leave the stock there and it does work for you. Your money goes to work for you, right? So you cannot have that. You don't have the B and I quadrants in any other real estate company. Keller Williams kind of tried to figure it out and they kind of had it. And this is just an evolution. But yeah, we've evolved as a real estate model, and it's totally different. It's apples to oranges. You can't compare this to any other company because there's nothing that compares to it. So, we're the first of its kind. We're changing the game, fastest growing real estate company ever. And people need to study it and get on board because it's the best financial decision you'll probably ever make in your business if you're a realtor by joining this company. It is for me, for sure.
Yeah. Even, I tell my close friends, I had some that blew me off and I'm like, look, man, you owe it to yourself just to understand what's out there, to be educated about it. And I think so many people, they don't I've even seen this inside eXp, like some people, it's hard for them to appreciate what we have. You talk about the quadrants. I talk about these buckets of real estate, and I tell my students, like, they should always be working to fill up each bucket, right? So we have like active income, we have passive income, and then we've got wealth. Talking about rentals, like I love rental properties, but they were explained to me as passive. They're not passive, right? They're active, but they create wealth, and I love them for wealth generation. Fill up that bucket. So my company here in Houston, Invest Home Pro, we made the Inc. 5000 list. And I've built a business, and it is incredibly hard and long, and it's so difficult with so many bumps, bruises, risks, capital investment, all that kind of stuff to build a business. Mm-hmm. And when I saw eXp, and this is why I don't think some agents, if they've never really built a business, it's almost hard to appreciate it, because eXp gives us a business in a box to generate active income. And typically for agents, it's cheaper. Like they save money by coming to eXp. Number two, they can earn passive income. And number three, they're creating wealth with their stock. And I know we'll wrap it up, but I've got I just hit icon status this month. I've got all my agents selling like 3,000 and something shares of stock whenever you include the equity participation program I joined. It's letting us fill up all those buckets of active income, passive income, wealth creation. Same time having a great time, truly helping people, that are joining our team, meeting awesome people that are doing the same, man. So David, man, I appreciate you hopping on. You want to leave some contact information? I'll plug it in. I'll post it in the thread too, but. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, anytime, 702-469-3402. And my email is goldenreos, REOS @gmail.com. Probably won't check that though. So just text me.
There you, man. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming on, sharing your story and letting people get to know you a little bit.
Anytime, brother.
Yeah. Are you going to the Vegas event in August?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I live here, so why not?
I'll be out there in August.
All right, buddy. Look forward to meeting you in person.
All right, man. Yeah, sounds good.
All right, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right.